What's happening, guys? James Blonde here with MMOHuts.com, taking another look at Project Cyber, now called Arena Cyber Evolution, or ACE for short, from the indie developer Spearhead Games. This is a futuristic air hockey or soccer type game featuring MOBA-like champions, each with their own unique abilities. Now, we first looked at this game back in April at PAX East when it first became playable in early access. And back then, it was called Project Cyber, and it looked a lot like this. The game has only been in development since late January of this year, and within 2 months, the team has gone live with the game so that players can get in and help. And so now it's really easy to see that the game has evolved a lot since then. It has the same concept now that it did before, except a lot of changes to the visuals, of course, the structure of the playable characters, plus they've added in a lot of new features including implants, customization, missions, and custom games. So I figured I'd show you guys how the game has changed through the player-assisted development program that Spearhead is going for. So of course the first thing you notice is the menu. It's kind of set up like Smite used to be, with promos and announcements going on right here, letting you know what runners, as they call them in this game, are free to play this week. Apparently they have a free hero rotation with that. They've got some exclusive skins for their runners, like they do in a lot of MOBAs, and they've even started hosting tournaments now. Plus, they're still providing a live Twitch feed of the development office every weekday, which I still think is a really cool thing for the devs to do. You can kind of just log in there and talk to them about the game, and they give you instant feedback. It's much better than a forum, I promise. But anyway, now they've incorporated your Steam friends list here, and the cool thing is, even this early on in development, you can make custom matches, which is a huge help when developers wanting people to play their game to help, obviously, develop it. So kudos for that being something you already added in. Up here you've got daily missions and repeatable missions that will get you in-game currency, which lets you eventually unlock other runners to play as. And now the special missions here is actually really interesting. From the looks of it, you can buy these with Spearhead points, which is the cash currency in the game, but once you've completed them, then you get this amount back, which is really neat, because, you know, say if you're going to play a lot of matches, you can pick, say, this one, and basically double your money in-game. It's sort of a gamble, but hey, why not? You've got your overall stats here, and I'm currently at level 7, which at this point I'm able to access more features in the game and gain a few unlocks in the customization area in terms of implants and stuff, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. You can also see what's next in your progression from the home menu here. So you can see I just unlocked active enhancements in at level 10. I'll get 750 cyberbucks, which I'm assuming is this right here, which is the in-game currency. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And just like MOBAs, you've got skins through customization, but you also have hats, like in Team Fortress. And the cool thing here is that the various hats look different depending on the runner, so you've got that variety going for it. With Vexwrecker here, pretty much any of the hats look badass. They've definitely changed this character since the start of the game. And then, of course, you've got most of these characters here have skins as well, like the Nitrogen Queen. You've got a red and black skin here that looks pretty awesome. So all of these can be purchased with real currency. They have to be purchased with real currency, but as you can tell, they're specifically cosmetic. Now the implants and mods here are basically a form of passive tree. As you level, you gain access to, say, team implants that give your entire team a buff as a whole. Like, for example, this one gives your team a quick increase in movement speed if the other team scores. Or this one here increases the amount of fuel you have, which is basically a mechanic in the game that keeps you from holding onto the disc for a long period of time before you either have to shoot it or pass it. Almost like a form of traveling, like in basketball. Personal implants are only specific to you. Kinda. They say personal, but they're actually meant for the other teammate in this case, besides you. Like this one, after a successful pass, your ally will shoot stronger for a short duration. Not you, but your ally. But later on, actually, they do help you out. Like this right here increases your distance you hold onto the disc, and these are sort of similar in that sense. Now, the genetic mods are also specific to you. These are kind of like potions in a sense that give you an instant boost in some way or the other. Like this one here makes your power active instantly. This one gives you a movement speed increase, and this one here lets you teleport a short distance. I'm not exactly sure if it's controlled or not, though. Obviously, I haven't unlocked it. So you can kind of see how you level up and then you gain access to each one of these. So you activate these once you've joined the match lobby after the queue, and then when you unlock them, you start with 10. and they work like consumables. So once you're out, I guess what you do is purchase more. I'm not exactly sure. Plus, you can also put cyberbucks into these in order to upgrade them and make them stronger, but I'm saving and unlock another runner, so I'm not going to be doing that just yet. I would say that any of these could be considered controversial on a competitive level, even though most of them are not directly affecting you only, except the genetic mods. Those are probably the most controversial. The problem I have with this is until they get level-to-level matchmaking in the game, higher level players can have an advantage by having these unlocked ready to use. It's kind of like going up against somebody in League of Legends who already has all of their runes unlocked, and you know, that sort of thing just doesn't happen. I do like that they're going for customization to the playstyle of the characters, but hopefully they continue to try to keep the game skill-based. But anyway, let's hop into a match and I'll talk a little bit more about the direction they're taking the game. I think I'm going to play a bot match just because at this time the queues are a little slow. Not arcade slow, but slow enough. And just to be a challenge, I'll go ahead and put the bots on hard difficulty. Now, as far as the runners go, you have various roles you can play, just as before. The negotiator here, which was in the game in the pre-alpha build, is basically structured like a goalie based on his skills, even though you're not bound to a goal or anything, nor do you even have to have a goalie. But if that's the role you like to play, well, he's pretty good at it. You've got 2 abilities that you can use for each character, just as before. Used to be bound to right and left click, now it's bound to right and spacebar. And this guy's spacebar allows him to teleport back to the goal. The spacebar skill is kind of considered an ultimate, and it's charge based, so once you've used it, there are only a few ways in order to get it back, one being the genetic mods. The left click skill is based on cooldown, and you can get an idea for each character's skills here, obviously. There are a lot of forwards in the game right now. I'm looking to unlock the Stalker when I can. Kind of reminds me of Zero from Borderlands. Not only because he looks like him, but he also, his first ability allows him to cloak for a little while. But anyway, there are 6 different runners to choose from in the game so far, with one coming soon apparently. Perhaps another goalie type. I definitely like the Vex Wrecker, which is one of the original players that I played in the game. It looks a lot different now, but I'm definitely going with him. This is where you select your implants and roids, sorry, genetic mods. You don't unlock your second personal until level 20, and we'll start the match. Alright, so this first part here is a practice period, which I think you can get into as the other players are readying up. Otherwise, it might be a good place to quickly figure out how your teammates want to play. Why is our goalie not in? Okay, there we go. That's spacebar ability. So the AI bots you go up against in these bot matches are random. It looks like we're going up against a Nitrogen Queen there. That's the one with the bubble around her. She's definitely the flashiest of all of the runners, ability-wise. That bubble, like, slows opponents down. So we got a new intro going on here. Used to be the dancing robots. They upgraded a little bit. Now they have this flying creepy guy with the microphone and the crazy hair. We've got that now, which is cool. It looks neat. I really like the artwork in the game. It kind of has that cel-shaded look, almost like the Borderlands characters are playing the game. And that could have been Claptrap flying around. Oh my gosh, we've got abilities going everywhere. Now, I spoke with the developers the other day, and this is actually something we talked to them about, was the spam stealing there. It's really easy to do. The way the game is set up right this second, it's actually very easy to just go back and forth with stealing. They're going to do that for a little while in the corner, so I'm going to break them up. Get out of there. There we go. Steal it, and then just try to shoot it away. No, he stole it from me when he was right behind me. So that sort of thing can happen. It's very easy to just kind of go back and forth. There's a lot of rallying. Oh, man. Yeah, this definitely slows you down. Oh, sweet. I guess it slowed down their goalie, because that was a good score. So I'll see if I can show you my ability here. I'm going to try to take that from her. There you go. So I can basically from a distance knock it out of their hands. And this is actually something the Vex Wrecker was able to do, I believe. Or no, you know what? I think the Vengeful Star was able to do that as well, just even at a greater distance. So another thing that the Nitrogen Queen can do is that right there. Stop or freeze the disc from moving whenever you drop it. Keeps it from going anywhere. And they still have the events, the crazy events in the game. There we go. Nice, my teammate's doing all the work. He is a forward. They still have all the events that can be manipulated by Twitch, which is really cool. So if you're streaming the game, then you can have your viewers type in commands that will make certain events happen that sort of hinder the gameplay, just like they planned from the beginning. And they've expanded a little bit on that. They've changed up the events that go on. Hopefully we'll see one here soon. Oh man, got juked. There we go. Nope. So another one of my abilities is to be able to oh, push it in there. There we go. Is to be able to give my teammate a buff. I can actually fire a speed increase buff at him, which also gives me the buff. Kind of like some of the implants, but not really. It's on command. And that's the one that's on my right click, which has a cooldown, of course. There we go. Ah, I blocked it as soon as I fired that. And I missed it. I missed the buff. No, get in there. Oh, and I missed my ulti too. He launched it out right before I hit that ulti. Sometimes I can knock it right behind him. It'll go in the goal that way if the goalie's holding on to it. So you actually have to cross these particular lines in order for the goal to open. So you can't launch one from downtown and expect to make it if the goalie's not around. So now I only have one charge left of my ulti. But there's a little purple like disc that's floating around the arena. It should come back around here in a second. There we go. Another score. You can see it on the right. Yeah, it's floating around there. That will give us more charges, and those kind of spawn every once in a while. So I'm going to try to go and get that while my teammate distracts them. Ah, now we get an event. I don't know exactly what it's going to be. There's a couple of different ones. There's one that makes the floor turn into ice, and it makes the players as well as the disc slide around a lot more intensely. It definitely makes it a lot more sensitive controls. Oh, they snuck one. So this particular event, I think the walls increase the speed, which is really cool because I use it to bounce it off like that, and then try to make the shot if I can make it, and then hand it to the opponent. Of course, I'll just go ahead and do that real quick, and then they can fight over it for an hour and a half. So it will be nice when that is not a problem. And that is something that they're going to add into an update coming this October. They're trying to, they have ideas on how to do that. See, recently they were doing a lot of little patches to the game and changing the game a lot, and they've kind of decided to stop doing that so often because it was not allowing them to really fine-tune and better the game. And so they plan on adding a big update with stuff that they feel that is really going to improve the way the game works. Ah, she stopped it. And add that into the October patch. There we go. Got it away from him. At least we're not like fighting over it. It's somewhere else. Ooh, my teammate's over there. I'm gonna speed him up. Get it in there. Body block. Nope. Oh man, now we're fighting over it again. Definitely skill based, and it's like how easily can you steal it away from the opponent is really the goal, especially playing hard bots. There we go. Got another charge. Use my ulti again when I get a chance. Get it, get it, get it. Pass it. Oh. Nope. Kind of like pushed us back. There we go. Nice. Their goalie is a lot more difficult than ours is for some reason. So we only have 39 seconds left in the match. The match is based on 5 minutes. That's it. So matches don't last any longer than 5 minutes, and the point system doesn't actually matter in terms of, I mean, it matters if you win, but you can go up to, you know, 10v whatever. Let's get it in there. Oh, you can do like, you know, however many points it takes. It's just a time frame, so you can sit there and score. It could be 20-0. It doesn't actually matter. It's not a first to a certain number. It's actually just time based. And so the matches last pretty quickly. They scored again, which is cool, honestly, because you know you can get this game and play it in between, like on your lunch break, or you know just hop in between while you're waiting on a queue for League of Legends. Who knows? You know, you can play this game at any point in time. It's very accessible. That's pretty much it right there. That's the match. They also plan on importing this game onto the consoles and things like that, still as a free-to-play game, just because, you know, why not expand your market? And that's what they plan on doing. Hopefully, maybe they might even do like a mobile version of this game. Who knows? Anyway, guys, I just wanted to give you an update on the game, specifically this one, because its development is heavily influenced by its players, probably more than 99% of any other game. It's come a long way since we first played it back in April. The developers have been keeping us updated here and there, so if you wanted to see how much it's changed, definitely check out my first look, and I'll put that link in the description as well. Otherwise, check out the updated profile at MMOHuts.com, and until next time, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.